you should be striving to be as delusional as possible. Because for you to keep feeding into your reality, if you don't like that reality, you become powerless to that reality. And any reality that you're perceiving is just a reflection of your mind. As within, so without. As above, so below. All the ancient principles, all the old societies, the most successful people in history, all know that your reality is created from your mind. Your mind comes first. So we exist on 3 planes, and we have a physical plane, a mental plane, and a spiritual plane. But you're trying to look at your physical plane, right, of existence. You're looking at the physical, you're trying to change the physical, you're trying to change the effect without changing the cause. So you're fighting reality against reality, which never ever works. You have to change the cause, and the cause is your mental. The mind is the origin. If you can create heaven in the mind, then you can have anything you desire in your hands. And that is how everything works. That is universal law. And the sooner you learn that, the better. What you see physically in front of you is a dream. It's a fucking mirage.
It's a fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust.
When you realize this, you can give yourself permission to be delusional and know that that is okay, and that's actually the natural order of things. But we're so busy being logical, and we're so taught to be logical, that it goes against all of this. But this is information that has been kept in elite societies because they didn't want every Joe Schmo normal person to know this, because then everyone would have the keys to ultimate power, to ultimate success. And not everybody can be successful, because that's just not how society is set up to work. And it doesn't benefit elites for it to run like that. And so this knowledge has been snuffed out as being, you know, illogical, as being nonsense. It's not nonsense. It's law. It's in the Bible. It's in all the religious and spiritual texts. The mind comes first. So the way that you've been conditioned to think needs to shift. You can't logic your way to abundance. You can't just keep looking for evidence, because that is your logic mind. That is your rational mind. That's your animal brain. That animal brain is not going to get you fulfillment. You need to tap into your higher consciousness brain. And how you tap into your higher consciousness brain is by using creativity, intuition, things like that. When you feel peace, fulfillment, enlightenment, and you don't look for evidence of those things in your reality, you just feel them within yourself. That is when you tap into this higher consciousness. That's when you start to vibrate at a really high frequency, and that is when you have access to abundance, to joy, because you're embodying those energies. So when you're looking at what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, ask yourself, are you moving from fear, or are you moving from intuition? Are you moving from what's logical, or are you moving from a place that, oh, this would be fun for me, this would fulfill my soul, this would light me up, this would give me energy? That's an indicator of what you should and shouldn't be following. Because if you're following something just for fear, like for fear that you're not going to make ends meet, so you take a shit job, that's not the path. I hate to break it to you, but that's not the path. Your intuition is the one that you try to talk yourself out of, okay? It's that voice that says something that doesn't make any sense relative to your current reality. So it could be a little intuitive hit to break up with your partner. It could be an intuitive hit to quit your job. It could be an intuitive hit to go to a certain country. And it doesn't make sense for you to do that right now in your life. Or like, you're just like, that's not practical. It's always the one that's not practical, and it's always the one that you talk yourself out of. That is the one that you must follow, okay? Because that's leading you to your most fulfilled reality. Just because it doesn't match your reality right now, it's trying to take you to a reality that is much more aligned and fulfilling for you. So follow it. So when you're manifesting a new life and a new reality, you really want to set your intention and then let it go. Let it go. Consider it done. Let me write this down for you. So this, in a nutshell, is how to manifest. You set your intention very clearly. So you decide what it is you want. Let's say, like every little thing. So let's say you want to make new friends. What do you want those friends to be like? What do you want them to be interested in? What do you want to be doing together? How often do you want them to message you? Do you want to be going to a party with them, maybe in the next couple of days? Give yourself very clear parameters on what you're looking to call in, right? Then, so you have to write down what you want, and then you write down who you show up as with those friends, with this thing that you're trying to manifest. Who are you with these people? Where are you meeting these people? What kind of energy are you embodying when you have these friends? That is the most important question to ask you. What energy do you think you will be embodying when you have the thing that you want? Get very clear on that, because the next step is to embody that energy and forget your current reality. This is where I'm saying to you, you have to be delusional, because to be delusional is to act in a way that does not match up to your current reality. That's how you shift to a new reality. You absolutely, completely pretend that you're already in the new reality. You act fulfilled. You act like you have tons of friends. You act like you're in love. You act like you're rich. You wake up in the morning and think, I live a life of luxury. I'm so abundant. I have everything that I need. You embody peace, and you just embody everything that you want to feel energetically when you get the thing that you're manifesting. And you know for a fact that it's not in your reality yet, but you don't care, because you know that reality is just a figment of your imagination. It's not real. So all you have to do is just kind of wait for the lag time, wait for reality to catch up with what's going on with you internally, and sooner or later it will reflect it. Okay, the next part, and I know you're already thinking this, well, how can I not get hung up on reality when, like, I can't pay my bills, or I'm really lonely? Like, these things are just hitting me square in the face. This is the part that people don't tell you about, and you may have heard these tips before, but this is so important. You have to get to a point in your life right now, even if your reality is not anywhere near what you're desiring, you have to find peace in your life right now, despite everything that's going on. Because the thing is, we're all going to die someday. Like, the clock is ticking. You could die tomorrow. And it's your job to find joy, happiness, confidence in your life right now, and not place that on a desire, on something happening in your life. You have to create that feeling within yourself, regardless of your circumstances. And I know that's hard to do, but with practice, it's like a skill. With practice, you can do it. Every single person has peace, fulfillment, alignment, abundance naturally inside us. It's actually our natural state to feel those things. It's what we come from. That's what source energy feels like. That's what it feels like when people do like ayahuasca, all these kind of plant medicines that make them tap into this consciousness, higher consciousness, enlightenment energy. That's what it feels like, and we all have it existing within us. You can get it through breath work, you can get it through meditation. No matter what's going on in your life, you have to make time to detach from external and go to that place inside yourself where you can feel those emotions, because that is how you stop feeding into negative or contradictory circumstances in your reality. And that is when anything becomes possible for you, because you know you're not overly attached to the things going on in your life. You have peace and fulfillment inside, and that's when you have access to everything. I'm all for visualizing, and I'm all for writing down my desires and what I want, but as soon as you are very clear on your intention and you've thought it through, you know what you want, don't sit on your ass and wait for it to come to you. Decide what you can do today to embody that energy, because if you don't start actually acting and taking inspired action towards what you've put out there, then you're going against everything that you've just said you wanted. The best affirmation in the world is inspired action. The only way to show that you're serious to the universe, that this is you now and this is what you want and this is going to be your reality going forward, is to wake up in the morning, open your eyes and show the fuck up as the person who has the things that you want. How would they wake up in the morning? How would they dress? How would they speak? What would their confidence level be? How would they treat their friends? How would they treat their family? Every little thing that you subconsciously know this version of you would do, it's time for you to do it. Stop sitting there and waiting for things to come to you, because they're not going to come until you start embodying this energy. Subconsciously, you can put out there that I want to be a 6-figure CEO, but if you're sitting on the couch eating Doritos all day and watching TV, you are subconsciously thinking to yourself, I'm not a 6-figure CEO, because you know that's not what a 6-figure CEO would do. So you showing up as the version of you that has what you want is the greatest affirmation you can ever do. It is the fastest way to get to what you want, because you're affirming with your body, with your soul, with your energy, with your actions. This is me and I have my desire. You embody the energy of your desire by being the person who has what you desire. I know it sounds like people preach it all the time, but that's how you do it. But remember, you embody it, you do it, but you don't look for evidence. You're happy in yourself where you are each step of the way. Stop chasing and just keep embodying. No matter what you're doing, no matter what's going on in your life, you choose how you look at things. When negative things happen to you, you choose your perspective. When someone is mean to you, you choose how you interpret that. You choose how you respond to that. I always like to say negative circumstances are lessons so I can evolve. Find more empowering meanings for the negative things in your life. Find meanings that match up to the frequency of the desire that you're after. So let's say you want to become rich. You want to be making 20 times what you're making right now. And you're waking up in the morning and you're saying to yourself, I feel rich, I feel rich. But you don't believe yourself. Ask yourself why you don't believe yourself. And you're going to find this answer. It's because how you believe a rich person acts is not how you're acting. Okay? So maybe you're waking up in the morning and you're stressing over how you're going to pay your electricity bill. Maybe you're waking up in the morning and you're doing all these little tasks that you know the rich version of you wouldn't do. So how do you get around that? You start doing the things that the rich version of you would do. So you start, if you own a business, you start delegating lower level tasks, as you know rich you would do that. You start taking the steps and the actions that the rich version of you would take. That version of you is probably very decisive, very confident, very action oriented, and so you embody that, and that is how you shift. But all the while, look at your life like it's a miracle, because it is. If you are fully in the present moment and you're looking at everything in front of you with like awe and wonder and presence and gratitude, you will attract so much more to you, and you will also notice signs, synchronicities and intuitive hits that you just cannot notice when you're constantly chasing and looking to the future or thinking of the past. You miss so much when you're chasing and dwelling. You discover so much when you're present and content. That's the power of being present, and that's the power of cultivating peace in your everyday life. You find the keys to your power when you're present. So it's coupling the embodiment of this new desire with contentment and peace in the present reality. Those two together. Let me write that down. So you make peace with your current reality. You make peace with your circumstances. You make peace with everything around you, because you know it's only ever temporary and it can change in an instant. So you make peace with everything. You detach from all the circumstances. And then you also, at the same time, while being in this peace and contentment, you embody the energy of that which you desire. So you embody the energy of being wealthy, loved, whole, fulfilled, whatever it is. If you're struggling to know what kind of energy you should be embodying, you just go into the intention. So what is it that you want? If you want to have a business and you want financial freedom, you want to just kind of write like a little stick figure, right? So this is Katie with business making 100K per month, right? Sorry, I know this is so messy. You're trying to figure out, who am I when I'm living that reality? You can draw a little stick figure like this helps me, and you just write beside it, you with whatever, okay? So whatever your wish is. So I wrote Katie with business making 100K per month, right? So step one, this Katie, she has peace with her current circumstances. So that's why this is always step one. Do not ever skip feeling peace with your current circumstances. That is the most important step. This is just additional things you can add on. But before you move to this part, make sure you are accepting and peaceful every single day. At some point, you find acceptance and peace in your current reality, right? And you detach from whatever's going on. But after you've done that, you can go into this. So if you want to kind of add on to that and you want to figure out like what other energies would I be embodying when I go to this reality, well, you can write down this stick person and you can say me with X, Y, and Z. And you can kind of write like the characteristics of that version of you. And maybe some of them are limiting beliefs. So maybe you think like so I wrote me with 100K per month business. Maybe I think that me with that business needs to be very disciplined, very hardworking, right? That could be a limiting belief. So don't limit yourself in the characteristics that you think you need to have in order to have what you desire. You get to make these up. This is the beauty of this. You get to decide who you need to be in order to match what you desire. That's why this is a really good exercise to do. So for me, getting to that mark is more about following my alignment, following my intuition, following my flow, following my joy. And so the characteristics that I will have are like self-assured, confident, intuitive, creative. And the more that I can focus on tuning into those characteristics every day, the faster I will get to my desired reality, because that's how I know I will be. But don't limit yourself. Like, just because other people got their way to success a certain way, you get to do it your way. So write down how you want to be. Like, write down ideally, how many hours do you want to be working? You don't have to work that many if you don't want to. How much income do you want to make passively? Don't limit yourself, and don't think you have to change everything about yourself to be successful. Most of the time, you just have to change your mind about what you think is possible to be successful, and then take aligned action with your intuition and have faith. The only thing that's actually limiting you from being successful is your own self-limiting beliefs about success, about having to be logical and disciplined, and that's just not the case. Literally the most successful people in the world, they all used their intuition. They all did things differently. They all did things their own way. And so that's how you should be aiming to do yours, is just by showing up, appreciating your life, appreciating yourself, and just embodying the energy that you want to embody. Be it before you can become it. I was reading a book yesterday and it talked about the story that's in the Bible, where basically these men were working and they were enslaved and they were required to build bricks with straw, okay? But they had run out of straw. But by the grace of God and through their faith, they were able to build the bricks without straw. And this is just a reminder to believe in the power of the impossible. Like, even though you don't have the straw in your reality, even though it seems impossible, if you go forward in faith that inevitably, even without the straw, you will build the bricks, without the evidence in your reality, without what you think you need, you will still get the outcome. If you have that faith, then the outcome will happen. Blind faith is the key. And when you're in this phase of trying to ignore all the kind of negative or contradictory circumstances in your reality, it's so important that you find things in your day-to-day that bring you faith and that reaffirm to you the power of faith, the power of change, the power of the human mind. Because if you are just constantly surrounded by people, as we are in normal society, normal people are very logical and they don't believe in this woo-woo stuff, well, that's going to deter you. And if you keep having inputs that derail your faith in this process and derail your peace within yourself, then it's going to be impossible for you to manifest. But if you have inputs, so whatever you're listening to, music, podcasts, people's opinions, every input that you take in, you need to monitor that and be so careful. The books that you read, because all of these are influencing your subconscious. They're influencing what you're thinking and feeling every single day, which is what's creating your reality every single day. So please bear that in mind. Find things that inspire you. Find things that show you that this stuff is real, and jump head first into that, and you will find that it is very much real. The worst thing you could ever do is fall into the planning trap or the visualizing trap. Visualize all you want, set your target, but as soon as it's set, just start embodying the energy. It's like setting goals. You want to get a six-pack, or you want to get flexible, right? And you keep screenshotting people, like pictures of people doing the splits and like splits plans and stuff, or you keep screenshotting different workouts. But until you get up off your ass and go to the gym, you're not in embodiment energy, you're in wanting energy, you're in chasing energy, and you're only getting further and further away from the thing that you actually want. But as soon as you get up off your ass and you show up at the gym, you have now shifted into the energy of having that thing. And it's only a matter of time before reality catches up and you have a six-pack. All you have to do is start showing up as somebody who has a six-pack. That's a very simple example, but that's how it works with everything. So when you're first learning how to manifest, don't focus on the things. Do not focus on that thing that you want. You want to actually just focus on becoming somebody who can manifest. And how you become somebody who can manifest is by raising your vibration, by just being confident, inspired, joyous, and enlightened. That's how you become a manifestor. That's like the biggest hack I could ever give you. Just become someone who can manifest. Stop thinking about the car. Stop thinking about the house. You want to be the person who is fulfilled and enlightened, because that person can have anything they want. And it all starts with being at peace with who you are and what you have right now. Because the thing is, you are just God energy in a body, and we all are. We're all the same. We all come from source, and we're all going to die. We're all going to go back to the same place. So stop stressing. Stop thinking you're less than. Stop feeding into this reality that is just an illusion. It's made up. Stop feeding into it. Bring your energy back inside yourself. Find peace inside yourself, and everything else will flow from there. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one.